किट्टू एक इंगे और पिन ताए इंगे कुत्तिकरे इंगे अपा फोटो Vinita, it says breakout room 7. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, there are breakout room opened for the Damodar kids.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'll close that. Yeah, in another minute we can start, Mataji, 7:25.
Okay, it's asking me something for breakout rooms. I don't know what to do.
No, that's okay. I closed it. It will not ask you anything now.
Okay, I'm just Xing out. Okay, should I start now or wait more? Okay, one more minute.
1 more minute. Yes, Mataji, we can start, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams to all the devotees on the call. So today we are going to learn another verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. And as always, we'll start with, pranam mantras. So I would appreciate if there are any volunteers who would like to lead the invocation prayers, please. Any volunteers?
Shall I do, Mataji?
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Vishnu Premaji.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Beautiful chanting. Let's move on. And I was just thinking we will go over the verses we have learned from Canto 1, Chapter 2. So any volunteers who want to recite this first verse?
Mataji, can Advait say?
Yeah, please go ahead, Advait.
Okay. Unaya Charu Pushtoham Bhavadbhi Lokamangalam Yatkita Krishna Sampashno Yanatma Supasidati. Thank you.
Awesome. So let's do a quiz like again. I'll tell the English word and you have to tell the Sanskrit word. Is that okay with everybody? Okay. What is the meaning of Prishtoham? Okay, I asked the meaning, sorry.
Question.
Okay, never mind.
Question. Asking
Yeah.
question.
Questions. And what is aham mean?
I.
Yeah, to myself, right? That's what he's trying to say here. Sutta Goswami is saying that. Okay, very nice. Yeah. So what is the meaning of, what is the word in Sanskrit for welfare of everybody?
Lokamangalam.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Yeah. And what is the word in Sanskrit for related to Krishna? Questions related to Krishna.
Krishna Samprashna.
Awesome. Yeah. And what happens when you ask questions related to Krishna?
Suprasiddh. It will become happy.
Yeah. Yenatma suprasiddha. Soul is very satisfied, right? Generally, we are feeding the body very well, right? Every day we should take enough care to cook nice ingredients. Nice bhoga for Krishna, and we think we're offering Krishna, but then, sometimes our sense gratificatory desires creep in, and, we are cooking to please our taste buds. But how much are we doing to please our Atma or the soul, right? The soul is only pleased, or the food for soul is Krishna conscious related topics, right? So that's what it says, that when you ask questions related to Krishna and you get those answers, that is the best food for the soul. Okay, anybody wants to take a chance at Bhavadbhir? What does that mean, Bhavadbhi?
Bhavan means you means Bhavan.
Yeah,
means
very nice. Yeah, it's referring to all the sages there, Bhavadbhi, the assembly of sages. That's what it's saying. Muneya sadhu prishtoham. So you sages, sadhu means very apt or appropriate questions. Prishto aham have been asked to me. Bhavad, what do they do? Bhavadbhi lokamangalam. So you have asked these questions which are for the welfare of everybody. Yat krita Krishna by asking these types of questions related to Krishna, yenatma suprasidati. The soul is satisfied or happy. Suprasidati. Very nice, yeah. Okay. Who answered that last part of the question? Can you please tell your name? Sorry, I couldn't see.
Vishnu Priya Mataji.
Okay, Vishnupriya Mataji, I'll give you a chance. Who wants to recite this verse? Any volunteers?
Mataji, can I go?
Yeah, Advait, I'd like to see if there's some other person, and if not, you could go, okay? Anybody else is there other than Advait? We gave Advait a chance.
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I?
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji, sure.
Save pumsam paro dharmo yato bhaktiradhokshache ahetukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati.
Okay, this is an easy one, but this time I'm going to give Vishnupriya Mataji a very beautiful chanting, Mataji. Thank you so much. I'm going to give Vishnupriya Mataji to conduct the quiz. So go ahead, Mataji, if you want to do Sanskrit to English or English to Sanskrit or a mix of both, it's up to you. So please go ahead. And,
Hare Krishna Mataji, sure Mataji.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Hare Krishna everyone.
So please answer, then you will get a chance to quiz others.
Okay. What is the meaning of dharma? Word dharmo here in the first line.
Go ahead, take a chance.
Occupation?
Yes. Hari Bol. And which word in this shloka represents the word causeless?
Suprasidati.
Ayutoki.
Yeah, Haituki. Suprasidati, we already seen in the last shloka, right?
Which
Which means completely satisfied. Ahaituki means causeless.
Yeah, causeless or unmotivated.
Unmotivated.
Yeah,
Unmotivated.
very nice. Yeah, very nice. Please go
Yeah.
ahead, Mataji.
Yeah. Yayatma means what?
Our soul.
Yes, self-satisfaction. Yeah. And which word here represents the Supreme Personality of Godhead, transcendental?
Adhokshaji.
Adokshaje. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Pumsam means what?
Human being.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
Anyone want to summarize a brief in one line the meaning of this shloka?
Yes, Mataji. Whoever does devotional service, he will be, and whoever does devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he will be happy and blissful.
Yeah, our dharma means our supreme occupation of all human beings, pumsam, is to attain yato bhaktir adokshaja, loving devotional service of the transcendental Lord. And such devotional service must be ahetuki and apradihata, unmotivated and uninterrupted, to completely satisfy the self. Yayatma suprasidati. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Beautiful, Mataji. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was so nice. Like how Mataji said, Savai Pumsam, the duty of the human being, Paro Dharmo. It's not just any dharma. It's not a material dharma, but Paro Dharma. The topmost supreme occupation. Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje. That is offering bhakti to Adhokshaja, the other name of Krishna. Ahaituki apratihata. How it must be offered? It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. So it should be continuous. Yayatma suprasidati. So what happens when we do that? The soul is satisfied and is very happy. So I think I heard Nitin Narasimha Prabhu answer a lot this time. So Prabhuji, do you, maybe you can do the quiz for the next one. And I'd like volunteers for who wants to recite this shloka. Shriyan, do you want to take a jab at it? Or there are two hands. Bharat Prabhuji, please go ahead. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, I'm with you.
Yeah, sure.
Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Jnanati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yat Ahetukam.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thanks,
Very nice recitation. Is Janayatyashu Vairagyam. Janayati. Okay.
Oh, I should have shared it with you.
Okay, somebody is talking. We may want to mute so we can pay attention. Okay. Yeah, Nitin Narasimha Prabhuji, please go ahead, conduct the quiz.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. What is the English meaning of ahitukam? Anyone can guess?
Yeah,
We just did it.
Motivated.
Yes, Mataji.
Causeless, Prabhuji, like
Yeah,
the last
the previous also we have, yeah. And prayojitaha, meaning of the word prayojitaha.
When it is applied, when you perform the bhakti.
Okay, yeah, bhakti yoga prayojitaha. Okay. And here Vasudeva refers to whom?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Okay. Jnanam. What is the meaning of jnanam?
Knowledge.
Okay. And Janayati.
Produce.
I think Bhagavati refers to whom?
Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna.
Yeah. I think all covered, Mataji. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. So nice. Everybody remembers the words and yeah. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayatyashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahaitukam. So, we don't have to separately endeavor, right? For renunciation or knowledge, it automatically, Janayatyashu, it comes automatically and easily. What comes? Vairagyam and Jnanam comes. Chayad Ahaitukam. So, when we perform unmotivated bhakti to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, these things just follow. So we don't have to separately endeavor for it. Who was the Mataji who answered? There was one Mataji who answered one of these questions. Ahaitukam? Was it Ahaitukam or? Who said produce?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Bhavna.
Bhavna Mataji, you get the next chance for the quiz.
Okay,
That's why
Mataji,
I was
thank
just
you.
asking.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay, don't see the screen. I'm going to hide this. Okay. Okay, I think we just did this. Oh, this is a little tough one. Let me hide this. Okay. You got some clue here. So, I don't want to stump everybody because it's a little tough one. Okay, who wants to recite this shloka?
Shall I recite, Mataji?
Yes, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Dharma swanustitha pumsam vishvakshena katasuyam notpadayed yadi ratim shama eva hi kevalam.
Very nice. Bhavna Mataji, now it's your turn to
Yes,
quiz.
Mataji. Mhm. What is the English meaning of Swanushtita?
I've kept the translation there, so it's not that tough.
Yeah, Swanushti, doing according to one's own.
Own position.
Yeah, one who is fixed in his own position.
Awesome.
What is the meaning of Vishwaksen?
Another
God.
name of Lord Krishna.
Yes. And what is the meaning of this now Padyed?
Does na means not.
Do not
Utpadaya
provoke.
means production. No, not produced.
And what is the meaning of Ratim?
That love, attraction.
Yes. And what will happen if we will not create any attraction to Lord Krishna's lotus feet?
Whatever else we do, it is like a waste of time, useless. Shrama eva hi kevalam. Only shrama, labor, useless labor.
Yes. And what is the meaning of Pumsam?
Human being.
Yes. And means, as it is said in the first word of this verse, dharma. So how to understand from this verse that what is our main dharma, supreme dharma, based on this verse?
Religiosity, dharma, our occupation.
Yeah, but what is that main occupation, the supreme occupation that is told in this verse?
To worship the Supreme Lord, to do the devotional service to the Supreme Lord. That is the highest purpose
Yeah,
of human.
and as it is mentioned here also that Kathasuya, that we have to hear the glories of Lord Krishna, Vishwaksen, that is the supreme dharma, so that we can attain the attraction towards him. So all covered, Mataji, from my end.
Jai, so nice, Mataji. You explained also so beautifully. Yeah. Swanushtita. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. Sthita means, position, right? Swanushtita, we can kind of take that as a cue and say, situated in our whatever positions, whatever we are doing. Dharma, we know the word. Swanushtita, we kind of know, right? Sthita, from there we'll derive Swanushtita. So Swa refers to oneself. Pumsam, we are very familiar with this word. Vishwaksena, is who? It's another name for Lord Vishnu. Kathasuyaha. Kathasuyaha means katha. Like when you listen to the message, like it says, the message of the personality of Godhead, or all his glories, Nama Rupa Charita, when you're trying to listen to all his glories. No, na utpadayet, when it's not, when you're situated in your own occupational duties, and you do not develop any kind of love or attraction for Lord Vishnu, then that kind of occupational duty is just shrama evahi kevalam. It's just a shrama, useless labor. So whatever activities we do, it must give rise to love of Godhead. So any activity we do, like like they say, anukulyasya sankalpa. So everything should be done in favor, so that our bhakti for the Lord increases. But if we are doing activities which are averse to this, or contrary to this, then it's just useless labor. That's what is being said in the shloka, and very nicely quizzed and very nicely answered by you all. It's so nice to hear. Okay, let's do this verse. This verse is also, again, all so much of dharma is being mentioned right here. Who wants to recite this verse? Mukund, liberator of souls, you've raised your hands. Come on, liberate us now.
Okay, Namaste hi apavargasya nartharitaya pakalpate narthasya dharme kantasya kamolabhya hi smrita. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mukund. Do you want to kind of, try to, explain the meaning of this verse, the translation, any words that stand out to you? Mukund?
Mataji, I don't really know much from this shloka.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Who wants to do the quiz on this shloka? It's a little tough one. So, Tulsi Manjri Mataji, you have raised your hand. Yeah, please go ahead. You want to do the quiz on this one? That's why I've put the English translation there, because it's a little tough. Hare Krishna. I don't know, Tulsi Manjri Mataji. Oh, I see Jyoti Mataji. Do you want to do the quiz, or?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranams. So
Dhanavad
what is this quiz about, Mataji? I just joined.
It's just, to make the learning a little bit fun. So how we do it is, you can just, ask people for the Sanskrit word for something in English, or you can ask them for the meaning of the Sanskrit word. Like, for example, you can say, what does dharmasya mean? So people will say, because we are very familiar, we went through the same word for past 3 verses. So now people know that it means the occupational duty, like that. So you can do that, or you can say the word in English and ask for the Sanskrit word. So that's the kind of quiz. So it's just helping us to learn better and the meanings of the words. So.
Maybe I'll just watch for this verse and then for the next one.
Okay, no worries. Any other volunteers? Bharat Prabhuji, please go ahead, Bharat Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. What is apvargasya? Apvargasya.
Liberation.
Yeah,
Yes,
so what is
something more.
Pavarga?
What is power?
Not livable.
Yeah,
For
very good.
parishram.
Parishrama.
For fame.
Yeah. Vyarthatha.
Bha for bhai and ma for
Mrityu.
What's the meaning of narthasya?
Na means no, arthasya, material gain.
Yes. Dharmasya.
Occupation.
And what is the dharma of a rope, like salt? How you define it?
What?
Prabhupada lectures we hear, like we define the dharma.
Worshipping the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, that is, but like salt is salty. That is a nature, and like sugar is sweet. The sweetness is the dharma of the sugar. So, like he defines in the
Water
lecture.
is wet.
Yeah. Labhaya.
Benefit, material gain.
Yes. Artha yokalpate.
Arthaya means again it's for material gain. Is meant for upakalpate.
Yes. Smrita.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Smrita. Smrita means kind of remembering,
Yes.
explained.
Yeah, telling someone describing something.
Yeah, according to the sages, that's what Prabhupada is translating it.
Yes. So, like,
Very
one
nice.
occupation. Yes, thank you, Mataji.
No, please go ahead, Prabhu. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Last question. So, as we all perform our occupational duties, so what is the ultimate goal of performing our occupational duties in day-to-day life?
To please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is our.
So, how will you perform this in
By
practical
doing the
way?
devotional service.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Very nice questions and very nice answers by all of all of us here. And it's a little tough, right? Because the words are repeated, so we're not kind of sure, what the context is at some places. But very nicely, all of you explained it very nicely, and Prabhuji also asked the questions very nicely. So dharmasya hyapa vargasya. All occupational engagements are certainly meant for ultimate liberation. Apa vargasya. Narthotha yopakalpate. So they should not be performed for any material gain. Narthasya dharmaikantasya. One who is engaged in ultimate occupational service should never use material gain. Kamo labhaya hi smrita. For what? To cultivate sense gratification. And that is according to the sages. So that's what the great learned sages, transcendentalists say. That's what this verse is saying. Okay. This is the next verse. Any volunteers who want to recite this verse? Tulsi Manji Mataji, you raise your hand again.
Yes,
yeah, please go ahead.
Kamasya nindriya pritir labho jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jnasa narto yasjeha karma bhihi.
Very nice. Thank you. Okay, any volunteers who want to quiz on this one? Or maybe I'll go ahead and do this one if it's okay with you all. Okay. What is the word for sense gratification here?
Kamasya.
Very nice. And what is okay, then so what is Nendriya Pritihi? What does that mean?
Yeah, this is sense gratification, much Indriya Priti.
Yeah, in na Indriya. So not, yeah, very nice. Yeah, very nice. Labho Jiveta. What is it? Okay, what does Labho mean?
Labha means
Gain or profit.
Yeah, very nice. Jiveta.
For the soul.
for a long life, right? Jiva, like jiva, so for a long, yeah. And so what should it be used for, this life?
For the worship of the Lord.
What is the word that's used here for,
Tattva jigyasa.
Yeah, tattva jignasa. Tattva means, what did I say tattva means?
The
Absolute truth.
truth.
Thatness, right? Tattva. So thatness, like how we were trying to understand the absolute truth. So that is in one sense called tattva jignasa. Jignasa means inquiry. Tattva means about the absolute truth. So what is our life meant to be? Jivasya tattva
Inquiry about the
jignasa.
absolute truth.
Very nice. And it's not for
Sense gratification.
Yeah, nartho yash cheha karma bhihi. So it should not be used. Nothing else should be the goal of one's works. So our goal should be towards, our goal should be to inquire into the absolute truth, and it should not be, anything else, like not for, like it is said here, one should desire only a healthy life or self-preservation, because, and that life you should desire to actually engage in tattva jignasa, inquiry into absolute truth, not like I want to have a healthy body so that I can enjoy this life. Kamasya na indriya pritihi. So we should not use it for indriya pritihi. We should not use it for sense gratification. So, but we should desire for a healthy life so that we can inquire into the absolute truth. And nartho yascheha karmibhihi. And nothing else should be the goal of our one's works. It's a nice verse, right? So many ways the purpose of human life is being described, right? In the past 4 shlokas, we saw dharma, swanishtita pumsam, and savai pumsam paro dharma. So many verses, right? It is describing again and again what is the supreme occupation of a human being is to offer devotional service to the Lord and not to satisfy one's own senses, right? So many ways it's being told to us. Okay, very nice quiz, and very nice answers from everybody. We'll move on to today's verse. Okay. Oh, this is not today's verse. This was verse we did last week. Anybody want to recite this verse? I just saw the time and it's like 5 minutes to 8. I need to quickly wrap up.
I will recite, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhu.
Vadanti tattvavidas tattvam yagnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdhayate.
Awesome, very nice. I'll just summarize this quickly. This is an easy verse and it is also very, very often quoted. Vadanti tattvavida. So the learned souls, what do they say? Tattvam yajnanam advayam. That this absolute truth is non-dual, advayam. Dvaya means two. Advayam is non-dual. So brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdite. So all these three, brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan, it is the absolute truth is actually conceptualized in these 3 terms: brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdite. So all these 3 are part of the absolute truth, only that if you take the Brahman realization in isolation, it does not give a complete picture. And if you take the Brahman and Paramatma realization, again there is something left. But the Bhagwan realization, it is a complete picture of the Supreme Personality, because we get the understanding of the personality of Godhead. Because the Brahman is referring to the effulgence, and Paramatma is a localized feature of the Supreme Lord. But Bhagwan is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, the person with whom devotees can have sweet relationships. We can cultivate relationships with the Supreme Lord. So that is a complete understanding. And many examples are given. Like, I don't know if last time we discussed the train example. From a distance, we just see the light, And as the train comes closer, you see that, okay, there's a train. And as it comes even more closer, you see that there's a driver there in the train and there are passengers in the train. So, we know that there are persons inside. It's not that the train is just coming by itself like that. Of course, we do have automatic trains and things like that these days, but still there has to be some person to manage it, right? To at least kickstart it. So that's what this verse talks about, and we'll move on to today's verse. Okay. Any volunteers who want to recite after me?
Shall I, Mataji?
Yeah, please go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay.
Tachraddadhana.
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 Munayo.
Munayo.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Pashyantyatmani chatmanam.
Pashyanti atmani chatmanam.
Pashyantyatmani chatmanam.
Pashyanti atmani chatmanam.
Bhaktya shruta grihitaya.
Bhakta shruta grihitaya.
Bhaktya shruta
Bhakta shruta
grihitaya.
grihitaya.
Bhaktya shruta grihitaya.
Bhakta shruta grihitaya.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Pashyantyatmani chatmanam.
Pashyanti atmani chatmanam.
Pashyantyatmani chatmanam.
Pashyanti atmani chatmanam.
Bhaktya shruta grihitaya.
Bhakta shruta grihitaya.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Tachraddadhana munayo.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya.
Pashyantyatmani chatmanam.
Pashyanti atmani chatmanam.
Bhaktya shruta grihitaya.
Bhakta shruta grihitaya.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Any words stand out to people here? To devotees? Jnana, Vairagya.
Yes,
Anybody?
Mataji.
Knowledge and
Munayo, sages, gnana, knowledge, vairagya, detachment.
Very nice.
Shraddadhana.
Atmani.
What is Shraddadhana, Mataji?
Yeah, Shraddha means what?
Faith.
Yeah, with complete faith and surrender, right? So Tachraddadhana muneyo. So these devotees, the muneya who are with complete faith and surrender. So that's what it means. Jnana vairagya yuktaya. What does yukta mean?
Intelligent, yukta.
Yeah, yukta means to use, right?
Yeah.
Jnana vairagya yuktaya. Pashyanti. What does pashyanti mean?
Seeing.
What do they see? Pashyanti.
Atma.
Atmani. Atmani means?
They see the Atma in each and every living
soul.
entity.
Very nice. And what does cha mean in Sanskrit?
And
what does Atmanam mean?
Paramatma,
Of
Super-
the Supreme Lord.
Yeah, so they see the soul and the supreme, they see the supreme personality of God, the Paramatma, like one Mataji just answered. Bhaktya Shruta. Bhaktya means?
Devotee or bhakti, devotion service.
Very nice. Yeah, Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya. Shruta means?
To hear. To hear.
Yeah. one who has actually grihitaya, one who has understood these Vedic scriptures, the devotees, and with a complete faith. What do they do? And jnana vairagya yuktaya. So bhakti, the jnana and vairagya, they follow automatically, right? That's what we saw in the previous verses. And because of which, what do they see? They see the Paramatma in their hearts, the Atma and the Paramatma, they're able to see. So very nice. I think all of you knew all the words almost, right? Let's see the...
It is a TAC, Tat or Tak?
Yeah, Tat. Yeah, Prabhuji, we can just see the words word for word. That time maybe it'll get clearer. Tat, that. Shraddhadhana. So the Tat Shraddhadhana is a Sandhi, or it is a combination of Tat and Shraddhadhana.
But there it is pronounced as C. It is there, it is there, it is T. So both are okay, Mataji?
Yeah, when they're used together, like I said, Sandhi, it's pronounced as Tat Shraddhadhana. So Ta and Sha, they combine to become Cha.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like Sandhi in Sanskrit. So the combination, it becomes Cha.
And what is that? Sandhi? Sandhi means what?
Yeah, Sandhi means combination, Prabhu. Like in Hindi also they do know Sandhi Viched. So it means just combining the words. When you combine, the end letters, they change actually. Like for example, Om is A, U, Ma, right? So A and U combine to become O, like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically a combination of words. I don't know if this concept, exists in English, but it is then Devanagari script, When you combine the words, it
Prabhuji,
becomes...
it is there in Telugu also, Prabhuji. Every word we talk, like here, Chatmanam, Cha plus Atmanam, right? But this is little critical. Tat plus Shraddha becomes Tat Shraddha.
Tat Shraddhadhan. The Sha is gone, it just gets Cha, like the Chhatri wala Cha.
But when it will go, when we have to add that we don't means...
How do you combine, you're asking? So there are certain rules, Prabhuji, when the ending letter is T and the first, letter is Sha, then it becomes Cha, like that, Tachad. Like that, there are some rules for combination. Like Mataji said, Cha and Atmanam, so Chatmanam, like that. There are rules for Chandi Viched, like different rules are there. When the word ending is something, and when this word beginning is something, when they combine, it becomes another syllable actually. Like that. Okay. Shraddhadhana, seriously inquisitive. Muneyaha, sages. Jnana, knowledge. Vairagya, detachment. Yuktaya, well equipped with. Or, using it like that. Pashyanti, see Atmani within himself. Cha Atmanam, they see the Paramatma within himself. Bhaktya, in devotional service, the Vedas, well received. The seriously inquisitive student or sage, well equipped with knowledge and detachment, realizes that absolute truth by rendering devotional service in terms of what he has heard from the Vedanta Shruti. So, Bhaktya Shruta Grihitaya. So, by the seriously inquisitive student or sage, Muneya, the word is sage, and because he is performing devotional service. And how does he perform? Because he is receiving this instruction, from some spiritual master, obviously, from whom he has heard the Vedanta Shruti, and then automatically Jnana and Vairagya, they develop, and he uses them. He is equipped with Jnana and Vairagya. And what does he do? He sees within himself, in his heart, the Paramatma. And that's what this verse is trying to say. We will recite, because I'm running a little over time, it's 8:07 already. So I'll just recite it 3 times, and then, perhaps if there are any questions we can take, or we can end the class for today. Tachradadhana munayo jnana vairagya yuktaya pasyantyatmani chatmanam bhaktya shrutagrihitaya. Tachradadhana munayo jnana vairagya yuktaya pasyantyatmani chatmanam bhaktya shrutagrihitaya. Tachradadhana munayo jnana vairagya yuktaya pasyantyatmani chatmanam bhaktya shrutagrihitaya. Okay, anybody has questions? This is a
Mataji,
visualization for the sage who, sees the Lord in the heart like that. Yeah, sorry, Prabhu, you said something.
Yeah, previous sloka, Mataji. While pronouncing, we should say Tat Shraddhadana or Tak Shraddhadana, Mataji. We have to say C or T.
C.
Okay.
Tat Shraddhadhana munayo. Like that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah.
I will show you one more thing. See here, I don't know if you know the Devanagari script, how it is written. See, Tachra.
Yeah.
You see the small cha and then the big cha, the Chhatri wala cha. Tachra, chra, how the chra, the ra matra below the cha. Tachradadhana. So this is to the Tachradadhana. Okay, Munayo, Jnana Vairagya Yuktaya. That's why I'm actually putting the Devanagari also. Sometimes it really helps to see this in conjunction with this. For the pronunciation, it helps, right?
By mistake,
Pasyantyat.
if they Tat also any problem, Mataji? Like, we do.
Well, the purpose of us learning is to actually preach. I mean, we're not proving ourselves to be Sanskrit scholars or something like that. So if that helps you to, preach, like if Tat Shraddhadhana helps you to understand the meaning and preach, it's not too wrong. But if you can learn the right way of pronouncing Tat Shraddhadhana munayo, that also works. But, at least instead of not being able to pronounce at all, if you're able to pronounce the words split as they are, also it's not too wrong.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Mataji, today very beautiful slokas, but when this will come in our real life, Mataji, because so many things are there like Vairagya, Jnana, like Yuktas, so many important slokas. I feel I'm nowhere. So much of things of sense gratification Prabhupada uses in each and every word. And when the day will come that we will be away from all these things.
Yes, Prabhuji, today morning's class also kind of was based on the same subject matter. So as devotees advance in devotional service, they feel they're totally unworthy. So that is a good sign, if we feel that the more we read and the more we learn about Krishna, we feel more unworthy, of ourselves as devotees. We just realize that we are nothing at all, we are absolutely, fit for nothing, something like that. So in one sense, that's a good impetus for us to strive to do better devotional service. And with, of course, we cannot attract Krishna or achieve Krishna by our own dint, right? It's only possible by the mercy of Vaishnavas, our Guru Maharaj and Guru Varga. So only if they have some mercy, then Krishna will say, okay, because so and so recommended, let me at least take a look at this person. So yeah, our efforts, I don't know how much they mean, but the acharyas, if Prabhupada says this will happen if you do, then because Prabhupada is saying Krishna will make it happen. So we totally are dependent on the mercy of the Vaishnavas. So we just carrying out the motions, to please the Vaishnavas, and then they will pass on our recommendation to Krishna. That's the hope.
Thank you much. Yeah.
Okay, we'll offer the devotee prayers. Vaishnava Pranam Mantra. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyascha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Ananta koti Vaishnava vrinda ki jai. Namo. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yay, Sukha Sagari Mataji ki jai.
All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga and Srila Prabhupada.
Please do join for us next week also for another important sloka. Hari Bol, closing the call.
Thank you, Vinita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji.